Not bad. Hi, this is Art, Tony, the Hernandez twins. Join our Journey channel. It's called Art and Tony's Journey channel. We hope you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Today, our topic is about anything we want to talk about. Like, for instance, my contracts before COVID-19 hit. Okay, I'll give you a brief description of what kind of contracts I had before COVID-19 hit. I was managing up north by the Bay Area condominiums, 82 units. And I was the landscaper to start with. And then after the landscaper, after a few years of doing that, I then became the acting manager. Now, large responsibility, huge responsibility. Uh, and let me tell you, I did a lot of work there. And I've done more things for people there than I can recall that any other management that would do for the tenants of those units. I mean, I've been myself backwards, left, and right. So now, maybe 10 years gone by, and I'm doing the landscaping and management material there. Uh, got a job where, Tony? At the church, right? It was the church, right? First? After that?
Yeah.
Okay. A church, Mount Calvary Baptist Church. We got a job there. I got a job there with a good friend of mine. I started. They had two large 3-story buildings. They had a lot of empty classrooms. So in every classroom that they had, or they would rent them out to different organizations, people that would rent them, and either it would be a book read or whatever we have it, book read, anything that they wanted to use the room for. We'd set them up and we take them down. And the reason why I said we, because eventually I called my brother and told my brother, "Come on down. I could use your help," because I spoke to my boss and he said, "Bring them down. Tell them come on down and help you out." He wasn't being paid for when you came down. Remember?
No.
No, he wasn't being paid. But eventually they hired him because they liked the way he worked with me, and so we did that for a good solid year, maybe, I guess.
Solid year.
Yeah, and then
I did it for a year. I
then
promised my brother a year that I would work with him.
and then he went back home.
I told my boss at the med stop back where I was working at, medical supply store. I told him that I'll be back in a year. Told my brother I'll give him a year, and so I went up there and I spent a year.
So we did good
So
work. We did great
so
work.
I was up there for a year.
We did janitorial.
We did the airports. We did.
Well, no, that has not come into play yet. That's not come into play yet. Okay, so then my brother Tony went back to Bakersfield after a while, and then my boss said, "Hey, where's your brother?" I said, "Well, he went back to Bakersfield." He goes, "Get him back." So before he came back, I also did landscaping on the side, private customers, as well as the management and the landscaping where I lived at, and I lived on the premises while I was doing the management there at the condominiums up north. Uh, and then one of my private clients doing the landscaping job said, "Hey, Art, there's a landscaping job coming up at the airport, Napa Jet Center." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Go apply. Go meet the CEO and the gentleman who is in charge of the airport there." So I did. So as I did that, uh, met the gentleman, met the CEO. Oh boy, let me tell you, they hired me, got the job. Called my brother and said, "Brother, get your ass down here now because I got us not only do I have these other two fantastic contracts, but I also got a third one working at the Napa Jet Center." Oh, loved it. My brother came down. We were loving the condominiums, the church, because we did janitorial work there, right, Charles?
Yeah.
We did janitorial work there. We did setups. We took down. We set up the congregation for 700. Excuse me. We set up the congregation for 700 chairs every Sunday if we had to take them down, and we set them back up. And believe me, they just weren't straight rows; they were curved rows like this for 700 chairs. So, and then we worked at the Napa Jet Center. We were loving it. We were finally bringing in money. We were finally doing what we loved doing, which was work. I mean, And every contract that we had, plus a couple more at the Napa Jet Center, plus my clients on the side doing landscaping. We were just loving it, huh, Tony?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we were busy 24/7. They gave us access to the airport. They gave us access to the church, to where we can go in at any time and work anytime we wanted to, because they knew that we had all these other contracts and we were busy. So they allowed us to come in 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to finish or set up and clean up uh, the churches that we had, the Napa Jet Center, the hangars, the landscaping. I mean, we cleaned them from top to bottom, the hangars. We did the landscaping at the airport jet center. It was fantastic. And then also at the condominiums where we lived at, not only was I a manager, but I was a landscaper. And my brother came down here and helped me out. And man, I tell you what, we had a blast, huh, Charles?
Yeah.
I mean, we had a blast. I mean, we were busy 24/7, but we had a blast.
Yeah.
I was able to buy my brother two vehicles, and not only him, but myself as well, a trailer. And we were doing so well, huh, brother?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we loved it. Him and I loved it. At the time, his girlfriend joined us, and she did a fantastic job. We hired crews. We had jobs at the jet center where we done work that we've never done before, worked equipment that we've never worked before, but we did it with the help of friends and people that we knew. I'm gonna tell you, uh, it's remarkable, and I thank everybody who helped my brother Tony and I through our journey, friends, our bosses. It was fantastic, right, Charles?
Yeah.
Now we lost our boss at Napa Jet Center. His name was Pardeep, and we got in a call one day, and my mother was going in and out of the hospital. She wasn't doing so well, and we had just gotten back from Bakersfield, came up back up north, and we got a call that morning, and they mentioned to us that our boss Pardeep had a massive heart attack and he died. That was tragic because that's one of the gentlemen that hired me besides the CEO of the Jet Center. He was my mentor. Became somebody who I could look up to, somebody who inspired me. Not only me, my brother, and lots of people, lots of people. Well, I wasn't able to attend his funeral because his memorial at the Jet Center because my mom was at the hospital and we were in Bakersfield. But when we did come back, I spoke to the new CEO of the Napa Jet Center who took over, and she did mention to us that. Well, I mentioned to her that I said that he was a great person, and that he inspired me and motivated me to continue to do our job. And she goes, "Well, Arthur, I'm sorry that you missed out on the memorial that he had," but she goes, "You and 700 other people who attended the memorial said the same thing." I was in awe when I heard that. Tony, we were together, remember?
Sad day.
It was sad, but it was very inspirational that there was 700 more people that attended his memorial and said the same thing.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Beautiful spirit.
He was also a pilot, which we didn't know, and
Great person.
great person. Hired me on the spot. He wanted me to be on his team. I turned him down because I wanted to be on my own. And I had talked to him, and it was, you make a long story short, I talked to him and told him, I said, sorry, I got to turn you down because I want to be able to do what I want to do. And that's just work for you as you're out, as not part of your team, which he wanted me to become a team member, but he understood me and said, you know what? I understand you, but you are part of my team. I said, thank you. I said, I hope that you'll keep me. He said, oh, believe me, I'm keeping you. And so my brother and I, we worked the hangars, we cleaned up the hangars, and we did everything we were supposed to do and loved it. And then here comes COVID. I mean, we had the church. I mean, we had the, okay, put it this way. I had the condominiums, 82 units, managed on a daily basis landscaping, which was a pretty large compound that we did. The church was huge, 7,000 members strong. So they only didn't have a congregation, but they had buildings, right, Joe?
Yeah.
They had two 3-story buildings. Lots of rooms that we had to get ready for other
They even had the homeschooling every Friday.
homeschooling, and they
So the homeschooling kids would show up every Friday at the church because they had all these classrooms that they would rent.
yeah,
All these rooms that they could use as classrooms because that's what they were.
and these were for homeschool kids.
So there was like I think it was 300, 500 of them that come every Friday
Mhm.
and all meet together because they wanted to make sure that they socialized, not just stay at home being schooled, but they came together and met as a the school.
Yep.
And so they would show up every Friday, and we had to have all the classrooms ready for those specific classes, for those specific.
They had
rooms.
lots of rooms that we had to get ready for.
So and then we did the pre, classroom setting up, and then we did the post. Afterwards, after they were done, then we had to put it back together where it was
classroom ready.
classroom ready for the next people.
Yeah, because they were
Or
always
different
renting out.
organizations.
Yeah, they
or
were always
different,
renting out rooms.
people who are renting the facility.
Cafeterias.
So it was nice.
Yeah, I mean,
we had a lot of people. We had a lot of responsibility.
a lot of responsibilities there. And again, so now it was the church, and then we had Napa Jet Center, which we cleaned up the hangars that they had, they would park their jets inside. We cleaned them from floor to the outside of the building, everything, and we also did landscaping, and we did a lot more complicated jobs that they gave us, and we did them with success. Then COVID hit. Oh, COVID hit. Oh, I hate COVID because COVID took away my contracts because the churches had to close. The Jet Center had to was no longer taking people anywhere.
On the same day
It was
that COVID shut down San Francisco, because San Francisco and the small towns around it, we're in the Bay Area, mind you, all shut down. And as soon as they started shutting down, our bosses on a Tuesday. I remember this was a Tuesday.
it was
They-
March,
And they said, guys, they're shutting all these little towns are shutting down the cities here, and we're shutting down until further notice.
and we got no further notice. I mean,
So it was a fiasco. It was everybody was running. Everybody
everybody remembers that day.
traveling.
Everybody
They
remembers that
stopped
day.
travel. They stopped this. They stopped.
They wanted everybody to start wearing masks and be enclosed, and everybody stay inside, and it was just
It was a mess.
horrible.
So everybody was scared. Everybody was scared. I was scared.
We headed to Bakersfield because we wanted to be with our families in case something
So that
happened.
same night when they said COVID has shut us down, we're closing all. This is Fairfield. We're closing it down. From Frisco, all these cities are closing down, and all the way to Bakersfield, they're shutting down everything because they're afraid of the COVID. Everybody was afraid. This is the first day when they said, "All right, we're shutting it down. Everybody's shutting down."
And
Both our bosses that day said, "Until further notice, guys, we're closing it down. Until further notice,
And that
we don't
sucked.
know when
Yeah.
that's going to be,
that
but they're
sucked.
shutting us down."
That sucked.
So that same night, after that morning, we spent at our two jobs, and talking to everybody. Everybody was shutting their doors. Everybody's going inside. So what happens next? I told my brother, I got to get back to Bakersfield. That's my family's there.
Our families there.
I got my daughter there. I got my my other sisters, my brothers there, and I got my dad there that I've worked so many years with. My
Our dad there.
So my dad, so I said, Art, I got to get back. That's where I live at. I'm up here helping my brother, but now I got to get back to Bakersfield because they're shutting everything down. They're shutting travel down. They're telling us
And I
everything.
also got to mention that our mother passed away before COVID hit.
She passed away
she
right
passed
before
away.
COVID.
So we were going through a tough time. Yeah, and then when COVID hit, it was.
So they put the fear in everybody.
It got worse.
So what happens?
Emotionally and
My
mentally.
brother and I, we traveled back to Bakersfield that Tuesday night when they told us that about, until further notice, guys, we're closing them down. These were great jobs. So what happens? We traveled back to Bakersfield. I get back to Bakersfield. My brother drops me off. I live here in Bakersfield. I'm struggling, thinking that we're going to go back to work. Nothing happens. So 6 months later, I'm thinking, man, we're going to go back to our jobs, and no. So 6 months later, I go back to work, and where I was working at previously, and then
And nothing's been the same since.
nothing's been the same since. We
I,
lost our
I
jobs.
lost my contracts. Nothing was regained. Uh, it was
My brother
horrible.
went back up
I
there.
hate COVID because
No.
it took away my
COVID
contracts,
took
took
away
away my
everything.
financial independency. It took away everything that I had that was going really good. It was going great, right, Charles? I mean, I got to cut this short now, people, because it gets me upset to where I get frustrated, and uh, it was no good. Okay, so anyways, that was our adventure then, and then I want to say God bless everybody. Hope you like and join our show. Comment, like, and share. This is the Art and Tony Show, Art and Tony Journey Channel. Hope that you join us again.
Yep. Join us again.
Love y'all. God bless.